a stormy bracket.
What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is obviously my review for Stranger Things, Season 4 or Volume 4, whichever you prefer. Stranger Things is a show that for many of you that are watching know it. This fourth season is something that we've been waiting for pretty much 3 years. Summer of 2019 was when Season 3 came, but obviously the pandemic did unfortunately halt production. And just in general, a lot of the things that were going on with this fourth season, because it was a much bigger budget, they had to really kind of render the CGI and everything, which in turn took a long time. So 3 years, obviously it's not the norm for waiting for a season of TV, but obviously the hype was real. A lot of people were quite excited for Season 4. For myself, really wasn't. I'm not going to lie. Stranger Things, my relationship is quite simple. I love Season 1. I think Season 1 is great. It was like lightning in a bottle. Season 2, it had its moments, but overall I feel pretty indifferent to. And then Season 3, same thing. Like Season 3, I was like, okay, like, where are we going with this? Like, because that was, I think, probably when I started noticing just like the show follows a lot of cliches. What I like to call TV show cliches, where you have a great first season, and then that season, a lot of times writers will take that template and will try to put it for each season after that. The problem with that is that it gets to a point where you start to notice that. And for me personally, I'm either able to accept that and really kind of vibe with it, or I'm not able to, and it just kind of really bothers me. And Season 2 and 3, that's when I started noticing it with Season 3. And so in retrospect, Season 2, I wasn't as big of a fan of it. Not saying Season 2 and 3 are bad. They're not. They're rock solid seasons of TV, and they have their entertaining moments. So again, as you can see, Season 4, I kind of figured that they were going to follow that template. But I will say this, the structure of how they did these 9 episodes is interesting. The first 7 episodes they released in May, and then they gave us a hit cliffhanger, and then they said, hey, we're going to wait 2 months. Don't know if it's because they lost a bunch of Netflix subscribers, or they just really kind of wanted us to wait for a couple months in terms of, waiting for around the 4th of July. I don't know. But those 2 episodes that were coming around 4th of July, they were feature-length movies pretty much. I believe it was episode 8 was like an hour and a half, and then episode 9 was like 2.5 hours. So pretty insane stuff, honestly. And I was fascinated by that. Again, just it fascinated me that they were doing that. And I will say this. The 4th season, I know I'm long-winded with all of this, but just wanted to give you guys a bit of backstory. But Season 4, I feel mixed about, but I will say overall, I feel kind of positive about. I thought about it, like I said, just like everyone else, I watched and finished Season 4 in terms of over July 4th weekend. And I feel like there were some great moments in Season 4. There were some terrific moments, I might even add, that I genuinely, absolutely loved. Episode 4, Episode 7, incredible moments. Heck, I would even say Episode 8 does have some pretty good moments too. Like the ending of Episode 8, that kind of is a build-up to Episode 9. I really liked it. I think the problem is the pacing, and unfortunately, we also see a lot of Stranger Things cliches. Big thing for me is that the finale should have ended 30 minutes before that it did. Because the way it ends, it's like, okay, that ending we've seen before in Season 2 and 3. Again, no spoilers, but it's like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Oh my goodness. So it's frustrating, and it makes it feel less impactful. Like you want to have stakes. You either want to have it where it's like, more intimate, or you want to have it where it's like really big, where the stakes are just so where it's like, oh my goodness. But the problem is that when the stakes are pretty much the same throughout each season, it makes it less impactful for me personally, at least. And that was the case with this. I also just feel like a lot of times these characters don't really feel like they're in danger. And that's something that I'm not saying that I want each character to die or get injured, but I just feel like there are a lot of times where they could have pulled the trigger on a character and they could have had it where it's impactful, but unfortunately they don't. And then that moment ends up kind of fizzling out. It's frustrating for me personally. And then when they do kill off characters, it's usually a side character that is just introduced. And that's something that also, again, is a cliche of Stranger Things. So I'm torn because on the filmmaking front, it's a pretty good, honestly, representation of filmmaking. Like, I like the fact that it does represent the 80s. It has that 80s look to it. Obviously, it's shot digitally, but it's got the 80s look to it. It's got 80s soundtrack, like the synth-based wave in terms of the score. I like all that. Performances, top-notch. It's just something that, again, for me personally, the cliches of Stranger Things, it just unfortunately are still there. And again, a lot of these episodes, they do feel too long, unfortunately. They feel like they are unfortunately weighed down by the way that their pace and the length. You feel the length, unfortunately. Again, I get if you like season 4 a lot. I get it. I totally understand it. But for me personally, I feel mixed about it. Overall, positive. I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to end it with season 5. I don't know. But I'm hoping that it's good. But like I said, I don't love it the way that I did with season 1. And, there are going to be people out there that say, well, you shouldn't go with those expectations. That's going to be like season 1. I'm not. I just, in terms of quality, I kind of wish that it was maintaining that level. But alas, here we are. Stranger Things season 4, I personally will be giving a... But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on Stranger Things season 4. Comment section down below. And as always, guys, I really do appreciate you guys clicking on this video. Don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.